My first question for you, Chandler, is, tell me a little bit about your relationship with Billy Donovan. He's, successful coach in the college ranks, and I just want to know, how has he helped you improve your skills over the 4 years in Florida, both as a player and a person?
He's been huge for my whole development as a person. When I went into Florida, he taught me so many things, just, what it takes to win, how hard you have to work, everything off the court, and he's really been great for me through my 4 years through there. It really changed me as a person, and obviously as a player, how much I've grown, just my development. I contribute that to a lot to him, and especially going through the draft process. He's had so many guys that he's dealt with, and he's a very busy guy, and he is always there for you. He's always there to answer any questions, give you advice, and he was great throughout that process of picking an agent and going through the draft. So I'm really thankful to have him, and I'm really cool with him and can talk to Coach D about anything.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Chandler, because your stats have improved each of your 4 years in the college level, and you had a phenomenal rookie season. Moving on to my next question is, what kind of transition was required from playing in the college ranks into moving into the professional league? What part of your game benefited the most from your college games to the pros, and which part of your game required the most adjustment, kind of getting used to the change in pace?
It's a whole different game. Up here, you're playing against the best players in the world every night, night in, night out. So up at the NBA, there's no easy night. I go from guarding Durant to LeBron to Melo to Kobe. Like, it doesn't get easy. So I think the biggest part of adjustment is the length of the schedule, the grind of it, especially this year with the lockout, and just the physicality up here. These guys are grown men. It's what they do for a living, and they're the best in the world at it. So I would say the hardest part to adjust was just the physicality of the game. Every shot that you're open in college, you're not open here. Everyone's faster, and it's just different. And I think what adjusted me well was just my basketball IQ. I'm a basketball player. I can go out there. I can make plays for others, create others, rebound, shoot the ball. I think just I translated over really nicely just because of my IQ and my feel for the game.
Last year, the team that you played for, the Rockets, were a little active in the trading deadline. They kind of moved some of their young pieces to give some of their prospects who they seem high on, such as yourself, a little more playing time, as well as acquiring a couple of veteran players, although we know Derek Fisher didn't really want to show up. But you got a guy like Marcus Camby, who I hear nothing but great things around the league. What kind of direction do you see the team going post-trade? And what aspects of your game are you looking to improve this offseason to help that transition into, making the playoffs next year for the Rockets?
First, Marcus Camby's been nothing but great for us. He's been around the NBA for a long time, and he knows what it's all about. Just to have him in the locker room as a resource has been unbelievable, especially for a guy like me. Being a rookie, playing big minutes, making a playoff push, I could go to Marcus to do anything. And I was really thankful that we picked him up. Second of all, I think our team is, I think they're going to make some moves. I think we got a good nucleus. I just think we need to add a few more pieces, and we got some really high-character guys, and we have some guys that work really hard. I think with our core group right now, with a few added pieces, we can be right there for the playoff push. And me individually, I'm going to work on three things. I'm going to work on becoming a more consistent shooter. I need to knock the shots down when I'm open to create others. When people close out on me, I can get in the paint, create plays for others, and just that's where my game is really best at. So once I put fear in other people that I can really knock down the three-point shot, it'll open up a whole bunch of aspects of my game. Second, I want to work on my ball handling. I think last year I saw a little bit of pick and roll, but I want to see more of that, and I want to be comfortable with the ball in my hands. So just working on that, ball handling and shooting, and then strength. Like I said earlier, the physicality of the NBA is tough. And when Coach McHale slides me to the floor, I want to be able to handle my own in the post. And offensively, when I get smaller 2s and 3s on me, I want to be able to take them down to the block and post up. So I would work on this summer my strength, my ball handling, and my shooting.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right there. A lot of teams seem to be going small ball since the definition of a true center is, lacking in the league. You got Dwight, Bynum, you can throw Perkins in there. You got Cousins, but, the true center is really gone, and you need to have a four who can stretch the floor. I mean, look at Garnett this year. He's been hitting long twos to nothing. It's pretty amazing to watch. So I see you can kind of tailor your game that way. I want to move on to a couple of players on your team here. Kyle Lowry was injured this year, which opened the door for Goran Dragic to get some starting minutes and really showcase his talent for the league. Kind of break down the similarities and differences in their two games between the 2 point guards, because I think they both need to be starters somewhere, and it's unfortunate that you can only have one starter point guard for a team, but kind of bouncing off something you said a second ago, is that you think they're going to continue to make moves. I think one of them is going to be moved, and I'm not asking you to pick a favorite, but just kind of break down their games, how they're similar and how they're different.
They're both great players. First of all, they're both very competitive. They both work extremely hard, and they're both a blast to play with. When Kyle was starting off this season, he was an all-star. He should have been on the all-star team. He had a heck of a year, and it was unfortunate that he got hurt. So just playing with him, he can shoot the ball, he can pass the ball. He really looks up in transition and gets you easy buckets. And it's almost like it's different with Goran. With Goran, he's a jet up the court. He's transition, one-man show. He's unselfish. He's bigger, so he can post up a little bit. And they both can really shoot the ball. So I think that they're similar in ways and they're different in ways, but they're both legit starting point guards in this NBA, and it's been a blessing playing for both of them.
My next question is going to be a little bit tailored to kind of my hometown team. Just so you know, I grew up in Boston, so obviously you get born and raised into the Celtic family up here. Your coach happens to be one of the greatest Celtics of all time. Most people don't get to work with such a caliber player he was, and he's even been a great coach in this league, too. He's been around a few teams. Talk to a little bit about your first season under Kevin McHale, and how has he helped you improve your game, specifically more on the play in the paint and playing the four?
Right. It's been unbelievable. Just to be able to learn and absorb from one of the best 50 players of all time in this league is special to me, and I look forward every day to coming to practice and learning from him. And same thing as my relationship with Coach Donovan. Coach McHale is unbelievable. When I text him, he responds. We talk every other day. We have a really close relationship off the court, which really I think makes it more comfortable for on the court. And just different things. He teaches me just different things about my shot, different ways to put the ball when I'm going to the basket to finish and try and dunk on people, and shows me film. It's like every day McHale is trying to get me better and find ways for me to help our team. And I really like a coach like that pushes you and wants you to be great. And I really feel like I can be a good player under him.
With Kevin McHale, he's kind of a lead by example guy. The things he's done as a player will make some players, look like babies when they're sitting out with, pinky injuries here or there. But he was one tough player, played a whole game with a broken foot, which you don't see happen that often these days anymore. Shifting gears a little bit, you got drafted in such a frustrating season for writers, for players, everybody, with the negotiations underway for our new CBA. You were wise enough to go play some basketball overseas, and you got an opt-out clause, which is fantastic. Talk to me a little bit about your time in France playing for, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this right, but a Cholet Basket? Or Basket?
Yeah, playing for Cholet, that was unbelievable. I was honored and fortunate enough for them to offer me a great deal that I couldn't turn down financially, and basketball, just to be able to go over there, play for 2 months in the highest competition in basketball in France, play against guys like Tony Parker, Nicholas Batum, Hilton Armstrong. It was really good competition over there. And I'm a competitor. I didn't want to just sit around and work out with the same guys and same trainers. I wanted to go and compete in 5-on-5 situations and playing professionally. So it was awesome that they gave me that, and I was really blessed and fortunate for that they gave me that. And just to be able to go there and play in 5-on-5 games and work on my game while other guys were sitting here working out with trainers, I feel like that gave me an advantage because, all your life you dream to get drafted and go to that city and start working out. Well, my year was unfortunate. I had no summer league. I had to go to France. I had shortened training camp. I was drafted second round, so nothing was guaranteed. So it was very frustrating and it was very nerve-wracking. But I just tried to look at the positive and just keep working extremely hard. And I knew good things were going to come. And I think being able to go over there and compete professionally during those 2 months was huge for me because right when the lockout ended, I was in game shape and I was ready to go.
It seems like the players who went overseas and continue to play in a high-level league, whether it be, France, Germany, or Spain, name your country, they seem to benefit the most coming back into this league, whereas the other players who were sitting in meetings, took a little while to get into the NBA groove and get the pace of the game back down. So I think you made a fantastic decision there, and it showed in your rookie season. I got a couple more questions for you, then I can let you go. I spent a few years in Houston, from 2008 to 2010, so we kind of just missed each other laughing over there. I love the city down there. I just want to, ask you how you like the city so far. Do you have a favorite restaurant down there? What kind of activities do you do on your free time when you can get out and, tour the city?
I love the city. Being from Florida and Orlando, it's very, very similar. It's a huge city. It's hot. The people in Houston are so friendly, and just the whole organization of the Rockets has been great, from the front office to our staff to the fans. It's awesome playing here with the Texans, the Astros. They got hockey teams here. They got a soccer team here. It's just an awesome city. They got a huge mall. I've really lucked out by being in a great city like Houston, and so many places to eat. All the Landry restaurants like the Grotto and Vic and Anthony's. So many sushi spots. I can't really pick a favorite, but there's just more food than anywhere in Houston. It's been awesome just being able to come here, and the city really has accepted me and taken me in. I hope I'm here for a long time.
Thanks for rubbing all that food places in. I haven't had a good Tex-Mex since moving back up to Boston.
The Mexican here. So, the Mexican food is ridiculous.
We don't even get anything close to that. So, but I will say I do like the seafood from the Atlantic better than the Gulf of Mexico. But that's just my preference there. Must be because I grew up on it. So, so now I got some fun questions. Just little quick, answers. It's one-word answers. Just kind of, 5 quick questions. What's the first one? Which of your teammate has the best stats?
I would say Courtney Lee.
He seems like someone that would. I've seen some of his Twitter photos and Instagrams. He does like to show off appears. Which teammate, in your opinion, has the best music on their iPod? Who's showing you the newest artist and new songs?
The best music on the iPod. I'm going to have to go with myself on that. I keep up with it. I got a couple boys from back home that are always showing me what's coming out and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with myself. I'm about to shout. I'll be right there.
All right. I figured that, being one of the younger ones on the team that, you would have the most updated iPods. And I don't even know if Marcus Camby knows what an iPod is. I'm just kidding. Don't tell him that. Which teammate has the best sense of humor?
Oh, man, we got some characters. I would say Luis Scola, especially being a vet, being from Argentina. He's very witty, and I think he's hilarious.
That's an interesting answer, because the way he plays on the court is absolutely nothing what you just described him as. I picture him being a pain in the butt, on the court. Because he plays so hard and he's so physical and he's so gritty that I just picture him being serious all the time. But so it's nice to know that he actually has a little wit and sense of humor in him.
He's awesome. He's hilarious.
Which teammate is the most competitive outside of you, of course?
That would 100% be Luis Scola. That guy, even right now, I'm in the Houston still doing rehab on my shoulder, and he literally comes in every day for 2 hours in individuals, and he works every day before practice, after practice. He is by far the hardest working guy I've ever been around.
Wow, it's always nice to have a veteran to kind of show you the ropes, and it humbles you when you think you're working harder, and there's always that other person who's working just that much harder than you, and it almost makes you feel bad. You're like, man, I only put a couple hours in today. I should really go back and
being around him, he forces you to work more. Like, he pushes you to be as hard as working guy as him. It's awesome having a guy like that around.
Yeah, and I'm sure Greg Popovich still misses the fact that he let that guy walk out of his hands. All right, and my last question for you is, what is the last song you listened to on your iPod, since you're so up to date with the new music out in the world? What was the last song you listened to?
I got the new song Lamborghini Mercy.
Okay.
By 2 Chainz and Kanye.
All right. I'm sure the listeners are going to love that, and they'll probably have a little spike in downloads after that shout out by you. All right, thank you so much for all your time.
No, it's all good. Shoot me a text and let me know where the interview is, and I'll check it out. All right, man. Thanks.
All right. Thanks so much, Chandler.
Later.